So it has been a few months since I last went over my Spyderco collection, I think 4 or 5 months, and it has changed drastically in that time. So I figured I'd go over what my Spyderco collection looks like now. And we'll talk a little bit about the ones that I showed before. If you haven't seen that one before, most of them are modded now in some way, or they're going to be. So let's just go ahead and jump right in, and I'll kind of knock some of the little ones out in batches. But this one we have the Spyderco. I think this is the bug, um, or the fly, something really small like that. Little 8CR, cool little slip joint folder keychain knife. Then I believe this is the man bug here in VG10. Nice little leaf-shaped blade lock back. Solid lock up on this thing for how tiny it is. Great little fifth pocket or also keychain carry. Then we have the Kiwi, an older, interesting one here. Also a slip joint. I learned how to sharpen with a Lansky on this one, and I didn't really know what I had at the time. And you can see this thing has been through it. This thing has been beat up, and I practiced sharpening on it, and I didn't know what I had. I wish I would have kept this one in better condition, because they're pretty rare now. But this was the less rare version, with just the stainless steel and slip joint 8CR on this one as well. Move along to the Dragonfly. This one has got the Flytanium handle scales that came with the titanium backspacer, came with some washers as well. Excellent little knife from Spyderco. Couldn't resist upgrading the Dragonfly for I think 20 bucks for some titanium in micarta. Give it a really good upgrade from the FRN. This was just a lightweight. And then we have the Little Native. This one I believe I had before, but I had got these Rips Garage Tech groove pattern. These might be the fingerprint. Yeah, I think these are the fingerprint pattern, but with the 80s camo splatter aluminum. Really nice texture, really great feeling on them. Got them secondhand for pretty cheap. I tell you, RGT makes some really fantastic stuff, but not a huge fan of that brown G10 that you see on the 15V models. This is a 15V Little Native, and this just kept the action real nice, real snappy. Kept it solid. Perfect lockup on it still. Great little upgrade for the 15V Little Native, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and just knock out this stack of Delicas here. We'll get through these. So, we'll start from the top. This is my dedicated beach knife. I've made a couple beach videos with this one because this is the knife I bring to the beach. So if I decide to make a knife video while I'm at the beach, usually it's this one, LC200N, the most stainless steel. Yeah, sure, most stainless steel with the better edge retention compared to like the H1 or the H2s. I'm not sure how it compares to Vanix, but really great beach knife here. Fully stainless construction on this one. Nice and lightweight, good to throw in a pair of, just like on the bathing suit, basketball shorts if you're walking around the beach, throw in the beach bag. Great beach knife. Then we have this is the PD1 Micro Melt, originally in those burgundy handle scales. Got some aftermarket from Flytanium G10 to throw on these. PD1 Micro Melt is a crew-wear equivalent. Really nice little knife here. And I love Delicas. They're just the perfect kind of small, lightweight, but you could still be, they're still heavy duty in their own right. The lockback action is just fine for my opinion. You can still get a good flick. You can still get a drop shut. So many customization options. If you like customizing knives, you can get different clips, scales, backspacers, hardware. There's so many cool options to do with the Delicas to really mix and match, make them interesting and your own. But you can see I kind of get a style going. We'll go ahead and go on to the S30V. Got a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip here. These are Votix micarta scales. These came skinny like this and kind of inspired me to mod the Flytanium skinny micarta. And you can tell I did a regrind on this one, this S30V. This one has the Flytanium titanium backspacer in it as well. Really improves that action, makes it nice and snappy. And now we have probably one of the most popular Delicas on my channel. This is the Harpoon. This one came to me very beat up, came with the scales. I skinnied them out. I had to remove some of this ricasso here to get the tip fully seated. Even with the stock scales, this was almost up out of the handle scale in this area, so I had to this acts as the stop pin on the Delica, so I had to remove some of that so it's seated further in, and I just thinned it out, gave it a harpoon, gave the stone wash, Gave the clip the stone wash and acid wash too. Really, really popular one. Another one of my favorites here, just because of the Lynch Northwest. They're all one of my favorites. Who am I kidding? But this one's got the Lynch Northwest Mod 2 kit on it. This this takes away the liners and the scales. I wish the Flytanium Titanium just got rid of the liners. I don't know why they milled out to keep the liners. I don't know why you would still need them if you just had the slabs of titanium there. But the Lynch Northwest takes away the liners, so it does slim down the profile a little bit, get a nice different clip on it, and just a really cool, got that backspacer as well. Just you get that choil in there also with the Lynch Northwest. Mod 2 kit, this one's got the HAP 40 blade that is laminated in Sus 410. HAP 40, really nice, good, tough steel there. Really excellent mod for the Delica, those Lynch mod kits. And now if I had to pick one absolute favorite, it's got to be the K390. The K390 Wharncliffe. This was my first Delica originally. This one also has the Flytanium micarta that I skinny modded. This was the kind of the first real heavily modded Delica that I did. And this one, I think probably just because it's K390. And this was like my original vision for like my style of Delica. I'm not the first one to ever wash and chop a Delica, so I won't say it's my style. But I think between that and the skinny scales, I kind of have a little bit of personal style going on it. This one's got the RGT clip that they originally gave with me to go with the Manix, but I threw it on here just because I love the way that that kind of ties the build together. We've got the Flytanium backspacer on there as well. Enough of the Delicas. And I don't know, this isn't technically a Delica. I think that's like a Atlantic Salt or something like that. I count it as a Delica. Fight me about it. All right, what's next? Let's go Edgerati. This is a new one to the collection from the last video that I made. I believe this is essentially a shaman kind of setup with it. Just we've got a different blade and, of course, that milling on the handles. Those aluminum. It's kind of inspired by the Maserati birdcage style sports car that they developed back in the 60s. So that was kind of a direct inspiration for that. Love that you can get a front flipper on that guy, but you can actually swap these blades directly with the shamans. But we got that nice compression lock, really cool, super lightweight. This was one I just had to have. I'm too much of a Spyderco nerd to have passed this one up. This was one of the coolest knives that Spyderco has done, in my opinion. I love a good skeletonized knife, and it was cool to see something like that from Spyderco. S35 VN Tenacious. This is my go-to yard work knife. This is a beater. This is great. Not the best treated S35 VN. I think it came out to like 58 and some change. Rockwell. It's a Tenacious. It's great. It's a underrated knife from Spyderco, I think. I think these are great. They're great work knives. The S35 VN actually works great. It strops back just fine, and love it for a hard use knife. Now we have, let's move on over to the MagnaCut PM2. This one's got a deep, I don't know if this is a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on it, but this is, again, yeah, the MagnaCut, the Salt Series PM2. I swapped out the show side scale or the clip side scale with my old PM2 because I wasn't using those scales anymore on it. And just because this was tearing up my pockets on this side, but yeah, really, yeah. PM2. It's PM2. They're tried and true. They're popular for a reason. It's a lot of people's like entry into Spyderco. That it was my entry into Spyderco. Moving up to the Smock. Really interesting kind of not Spyderco-y Spyderco. So a lot of the Taiwan models are kind of like that. They're kind of unique. They're kind of doing their own thing. They got that top liner button lock. One of the first top liner button actuated liner locks on the market. I think it might be the first. I'm not sure. Somebody let me know. But we got the nice flipper. I got the second detent removed on this one, of course. That's where there's another detent that kind of keeps you from being able to press the button and opening it. And it just like relieves some additional pressure. You get a lot smoother of an opening and closing without that second detent in there. Love the Smock. Can't go wrong with it. Here's one of my absolute favorites, the Capara. This one also has some Rips Garage Tech micarta, Python micarta, and clip on there. I actually modded this clip. This originally came as an acid wash that I got secondhand, but I gave it a satin finish to match the blade, so it's more uniform that way. And I love the Python micarta. Something I purposefully got that is different than what I would normally do because I just like you know, you could see like sometimes I get too into a style and just keep doing that. So I have to like kind of make myself kind of go branch out a little bit. And I was like, oh, I was just going to get like black or tan or something. I was like, you know what, let me get this Python micarta. And I'm glad that I did. Love the Capara. Great little slim carry. Great in the hand. Good ergonomics. I mean, such a nice knife. Really glad I got a Capara. Now the hot new item from Spyderco, the hot new knife that everybody is trying to get their hands on, the 15V lightweight PM2. Again, this is PM2 number 3 for me. We'll get the next PM2 after this one. But yeah, 15V, it's running out. It's one of the best steels on the market today. It is not as fragile as you think it's going to be. Go watch some videos of Sean Houston or whatever, go chopping down a tree with some 15V and tell me you think it's going to be fragile. Just don't pry open a paint can with it or do things that you're not supposed to do with a knife anyway, and you will be just fine. Love me some 15V, love me some lightweight, love a PM2. Trying to get some, I might get some, this one might see some modifications soon. No hard mods, just some like clips and scales and stuff. Talking about mods, this is a very aggressively modded one here. This is the Mannix in Spy 27 that I flattened the spine out on, gave it a dark acid wash. We've got the Rips Garage Tech. This is the Ripple, and I acid washed the clip on it as well. The RGT clip in combination with these scales was just creating too much pressure with these ridges. It was binding up too much, so works great with the factory clip. Just something about the combination of those wasn't jiving too well with going in and out of the pocket. Also have the Flytanium ball cage and ceramic ball, lock ball, and that changed the action on this thing so drastically. I also did polish the lock face area just on like a strop, just on a strop with some stropping compound, so that the path of the tang of the blade that the ball travels on, I just polished that up, and I tell you, the combination of those two has got this thing just flying open, and it is still a 100% rock solid. I didn't care for the action on the Mannix, you know, I didn't love it or hate it or anything like that, but this has gotten me really liking it. Really cool Mannix there. Now we've got the S90V Bodacious with the carbon fiber handle scales, the sprint run. I'd been eyeing the Bodacious. I was kind of iffy on them, but when I saw the carbon fiber S90V, I needed to get some good Spyderco S90V. And I figured the Bodacious is one I hadn't had before, so I wanted to try something new. Glad I got it on this one, because man, what a beast. What a beast of a knife here. Great action, zero lock stick with that compression lock, something that I think even the new 15V, yeah, so just that little click of lock stick, it's not going to kill anybody. It's not going to stop the knife from working, but really nice texturing on that carbon fiber. Really awesome. No mods to see for this one. Maybe, you know what? No, I must resist. Maybe a pocket clip if one comes along my way, but this one doesn't need it. It's great how it is. Beast of a knife there. I haven't sharpened that one yet. Need to use it some more. And last but not least, is that all of them? I think that's all 20 of them so far. Well, that's all 19. This is number 20. Number 20 here. This is the last one showing, but this was my very first Spyderco. 15 years ago, this was just a regular S30V PM2, not maybe somewhere between 13 and 15 years ago. I can never remember, but it was the first year that they came out, and it was my entry into Spyderco, and this knife was beat up and used, and just recently I gave it a heavy modding, as you can see, gave it a harpoon, gave it a heavy acid stone wash, thinned the blade out because it was getting real thick behind the edge because it had been sharpened a lot. Casey Lynch with Lynch Northwest gave me these scales for the mod for it, and I featured them in the video. So I have long and short form videos of me doing this mod. You've probably seen at least one of them. If you haven't, please go check it out. But again, full dark acid wash on the handle scales and the blade. One of my favorite styles. You can see if I show kind of the life of the PM2 difference. Let me get them pivot to pivot here, and how much had been used from that PM2. You see, those are lined up just right. Like, look at that difference there. But yeah, this one was through the service industry and restaurants with me for a long time. Before I was into really collecting knives and just had like my, was a broke college student, but still wanted a good knife. This was the knife that I carried most of that entire time. So this is my tried and true. Glad I could give it a nice upgrade, bring some life back into it. I mean, super snappy action, lock solid lock up, bit of lock stick. Nothing that really bothers me though. So that's it. That's the 20 Spydercos I have for now. I'm gonna resist. Something is gonna come out and I'm gonna have to buy it. For now, I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna show something other than Spydercos. But I think a lot of people come here for the Spydercos, and that's fine with me. They're great knives for a reason. But it's ironic because if you ask me what if I choose a blade hole over a thumb stud, I'm usually gonna pick a thumb stud. They're not really the thinnest behind the edge. I like a thin slicey blade. Um, I know they're going to be done well. I know the heat treats are going to be done right. They've got so many different flavors of steel. I mean, most of the different steels that I have are just in my Spyderco knives. Everything else is either like MagnaCut or S90V or something. But such a nice variety of materials. Love Spyderco. I'm going to keep loving them. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching.